Low, 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 low. Okay. Pharmacy. Pharmacy operator. Okay. I messed all these freaking wipes up. Opened it wrong. Answer the phone, bro. Yes, I'm calling to see if I can get my medication held until Sunday so I can pick up new medication. Huh? Oh, really? I didn't know that. Is this the one on Bayless? Oh, okay. I was calling. I meant to call Bayless. Can you transfer me, or do I have to call them? Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I did. I'm an idiot. Hold on. Pharmacy. Yes.
This isn't cool.
Give me the freaking pharmacy. Hate this crap. Okay, cool. I don't care. It's not a medical emergency. If it was, I would call 911, idiot. Good. Like, Taco Bell has this AI stuff now. There's nobody that talk. You don't talk to nobody. Like, what the hell? I'm so sick of AI. So sick of it. Nobody wants to communicate anymore. Tell me to rage. They're gonna rage bait now. Ah. My desk. I need to clean my desk, bro. It's so dirty. Ba, 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 I'm loving it. Hello? Hello? Put me on hold. How you gonna answer then put me back on hold? What do we got working nowadays, man? Why my hand feels so dry? Yes, I'm calling to see if I can get my medication held till Sunday. 12/30/96. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll just pick them up Sunday. I didn't realize. I forgot about it. That was my fault. I forgot to pick it up. Okay. Oh, I appreciate it. Alright. Alright. I forgot to pick up my medicine and pulled it. I gotta get them refilled. Sucks. I still don't. Playing this game 9 years and being an experienced player, I still don't know how to really play against this killer yet. I have no idea. I've rarely played against her. I gotta go for it. I have no choice. I mean, I'm not letting this guy fight. I'm not letting that guy fight. I just have no choice. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do in here. What am I supposed to do? Do I just run around? See, a lot of people are going to struggle against her because we don't know how to... I don't think there is a counter, to be honest. I haven't found a way to... I mean, I only played against her a handful of times. I didn't play her in the PTP. I just don't... I don't, like... I look like a noob. I look like I haven't been playing the game for a long time. And I have. But... She's very different than any other killer we've had. I think she might have the most power, too, out of any killer. She's very strong. For that reason, right there. She's definitely gonna get nerfed. 100%. 100% gonna get nerfed. Rightly so, though. Literally wall hacks. I mean, I can't even do a gym without getting sniped across the map. That's so annoying. What happens if you hit that? It's just frustrating, man, because normally I can adapt to a new killer pretty well. She's very strong, though. Either she's very strong, or I don't know what I'm doing against her yet, which I don't. like when you're on a Jin, you're just screwed. You can hear her do her power, but when you're on a Jin, you're just screwed. She's gonna, especially if she's got like Dead Man Switch or something. If she forces you off the Jin, you're just screwed. That's a lot of times where she's strong. I feel like she's gonna be stronger. Is when you're locked in the animation or you're doing a Jin. And right here, it's gonna take a little mind game to outplay her. The Jin's in a really, really awkward spot. My keyboard's dirty as hell. Like dog hair. I got dog hair over me. Ah, lordy, lordy, lordy. So you can hear her when she's charged up. Let's just make this, let's go to this check spot right here. I don't know where she's at. Where's teammate at? I keep forgetting about that, bro. I almost let him die. I'm looking at a hook, bro. Oh my god, I'm such a bot, bro. I'm not used to that at all, man. Having to go look for something else ain't a hook. And I was like, where the hell is he at? I'm not blinded. I don't have the blindness effect. I almost just costed him, like, he's about to be so mad at me. Taunting the judgment. I heard that you can't like troll the judgment either at an exit gate. If you taunt like teabag GG's. I just keep like, oh my god, dude. I like in my 9 years of playing this game, and many hours, like what 8,000, 9,000 hours, including my PlayStation and PC, not just PC. I don't think I've ever thought we'll see a killer like this in the game. I got an achievement for taunting him, which I wasn't trying to taunt him. Like, I see why. I see what's going on here. I did hear that you can't teabag him at an exit gate. You teabag him, the exit gate gets blocked, which is pretty funny. But thank God I don't teabag much like that. Unless I get disrespected first, but I know not to do with this killer. But I keep forgetting. I'm looking around for my teammates, like, where the hell are they at? I don't see nobody on hook. I keep forgetting that they're in a whole new, like, universe or whatever. Like, I'm not used to that. Like, that's so strange, man. I am not used to that at all. It's like a bot. I guess I am when it comes to new killer. It's just different than any killer I've ever seen. Like, it's got like 5 powers. I feel like in chase, she's not gonna be that overpowered for me. Like, I can still maintain good chase with her because it just comes down to dodging and whipping it. You can hear when she's charging up her power. I feel like when you're on a gen and she maybe has like dead man switch or something that blocks the gen, I feel like you're screwed. I feel like because then you don't know if she's gonna throw her power towards you on the gen, especially if you're injured. Like if you run resilience. So I feel like if you get off the gen, it's gonna get blocked, and you're just gonna be wasting time because you don't know. I feel like when you hear the power, you don't obviously you're not gonna know if she's unless you have a perk there you can see her aura. You're not gonna know if she's doing it in your direction unless you can actually see her. And if she's doing it in your direction, you don't get off the gen, you're just dead. It's not that she got wall hacks. It's that she either has a perk where she can see the generator being worked on, or she just aiming at her generators. So, I feel like gaining pressure and slowing down. She's very good at gaining pressure and slowing down gen progression. And I feel like that with corruption might be deadly. I don't know, man. I feel like she's very good at pressure and big radius. I mean, I'm still learning. I mean, I haven't played as her yet. Maybe I should to get a feel. I mean, this doesn't do justice. I mean, just look at these powers, right? And she's got like, I mean, I don't even know what we're supposed to do in here. For what? What purpose is that for? And also, what does it mean when you have that, like your when you're like your picture, your portrait, whatever? What does that mean when it has the effect like around your head on your portrait? Like, does that mean that you one hit down? I mean, I don't know what that really means. I probably should read. Maybe that would help. I don't know. I get tired of reading. I'm a programmer. I read enough. I spell enough. I type enough. My grammar. Sometimes when I'm texting, I don't even care about grammar because I do enough of it in programming. And if I miss one comma, one semicolon to end a statement, one question mark when I'm asking myself a question for a variable, if I miss one, it breaks the whole. It breaks everything, right? So I do enough for that programming. I don't care about what my spelling looks like when I'm texting. I don't care. I get a headache when I think about grammar and programming and math and vector 3s and geometry and all this stuff. I do all that all the time. No, if I'm not programming, I don't give a rat's ass what my spelling looks like. I don't care. Because me texting and if I misspell something, it's not gonna affect me in nothing, right? But if I'm programming, that breaks everything. That could be a difference maker of this game loading up. If I miss one semicolon in a statement or whatever, then this game just crashes every time you load it. Just one misspelled code could be the difference of this whole game being not able to work. So it's a lot. It's a lot being a programmer, but that's what I went to school for. So I mean, that's the price you pay, I guess. I mean, I do websites and I do video game work, but websites been doing for 13 years, I think. Video games about 5 or 6 years. Now, I don't make video games like that because I have a team, but making video games like this is possible. I mean, for me as a programmer, it's possible. But I don't make animations. I don't make characters. I don't make maps. I'm not a map designer. So that I would need a team to help me, right? But making this hover effect work, making these links work, That's what I do. The UI team would bring me these characters. They would design these icons, and you would click them. They won't do nothing, and I would go in, add a hover effect for it, add a text right here. That's a hover drop menu right there, and then when you click it, it goes to something else. That's what I do. I do that all the time. I can simply show you guys something that I've been working on. I haven't really showcased it much. So people can make their own. It's a program I've been working on, so people can make their own mods. They don't need any coding experience, and this is what I came up with. And like I said, I have experience. I'm not a good 3D artist or anything. I can't draw or shit, but I can put together this because I know HTML, and that's how we make websites. HTML, right? That's the first thing you do when you're making a website. Every website you ever visit, Facebook, I don't care what it is. It may be a conference website, it may not. Regardless, it all started with HTML. But this is XAML, which is very similar to HTML. So basically, you see, I just have a mid-width, width, height. So I'm just saying, hey, I want this box to be this height. So you can see, I got the height, and I got a width, right? And I got a background. This is my background of everything. Then I have my rows, my row definitions, which is basically my rows, right? So I don't design it, I just type it out, because as a programmer, that's just the only way I know how to design shit. So I just go in here and say, hey, I want a grid. What does a grid do? Think about a grid. What does a grid do? Well, you could have, it's like tic-tac-toe almost. You could have 2 rows and maybe 4 columns. So that would be 1, 2 rows, right? And then 1, 2, 3, 4. That'd be 2 rows and 4 columns. So I'm just saying right here, hey, get a row, height 65, and then we just divide that or multiply that 35 row. So, and then we have the bar. This is row 0. So basically, we do our grid and then we do our border row. So that adds these border effects on our different columns. Our margin, that's margin is how much space do we have between something. You see right here, see the space we have? That is exactly 20. It's got 20-0, but that makes it be 20 pixels. So that's 20 pixels of margin right here between these. So that's how I designed it, and I can switch it over and see my code a lot better. Padding, that's padding. That's the margin between the sides. So, but I'll run it. People can see what it looks like. So they can drag their stuff, whatever they want for their call out, generate the code, it automatically builds everything. And then right now it doesn't do nothing because it's still development. It's going to be for probably about a year. It's going to be a lot of work because it doesn't do nothing. It generates, but for where does it go? Well, there's no DOL. If they don't know, they can copy the code, but this is for beginners. They don't know how to program. I'm just trying to add, you ever try to learn how to program or try to learn how to do something, and they have code built into blocks that you can drag and drop and put them together like a puzzle? That's kind of what I'm going for. So I have this here, so for your mind, because as a human being, when you see code get generated or you see something says successful or whatever, that just turns on your mind. It makes you really turned on in a weird way. Like it satisfies you to remind, oh, hey, it worked. We got a successful message, right? But if you get an error, what happens? Uh-oh, right? So that's why I put that in there. But right now, I'm actually working on the DOL. So when they generate, they're going to have a generate code, and then we're going to have a build DOL, which is going to build their DOL file that they could then go in and put it into wherever they're modding. Like you see, there's my DOL, right? So that's going to take a while to learn. That's going to take a while to build. But you can see I got an error right here because I'm currently actually been working on it. But this is going to be my function that's going to build the DOL. That's going to generate everything they drag in. It's going to automatically compile the code, and then they're going to get a DOL, and it's going to go to. Right now, I have a temporarily file folder that's going to go to, or location, which is going to be a string. Because what is a string? Y'all should know this, even if you're not a programmer. A string is characters. Okay, a string is not necessarily I mean, it's letters. It's not numbers, right? So I named it GTA folder, and we have a number right here. Well, it's not really a number. Never mind. I thought it was a number, but that's a number. But that is the file. That's reference the file of where my game is located. So, but they'll be able to change this later on. But it's gonna go. The file when they build it is gonna go directly into here. For me, that's the temporary spot that I'm gonna have it for everybody, or for me to test it out. And then I'll have it where they can change they can go in and pick where they want to put their DLL for their code. Everything that's generated and compiled. And right now I'm getting an error here because I haven't generated the code text box variable. I just have to go in and add a variable to it because I declare something here, but it doesn't exist, right? It's like this. I declare this, but this doesn't exist. Why? Why, you may ask? Well, I haven't declared a string yet. So I haven't declared I assigned a string right here, but I haven't used my string for nothing. So I would have to go down here and, use my GTA folder, and you see it goes away, right? Because now I just call it to use it for something. So basically, I stored it as a data. The program is all data. You just store something into the data. You store something in the storage, I call it, and then you can call it later to do something. So now I can use this. I can hit dot or whatever. Oh, whatever I want to do with it. Dot get type group, whatever I want to do with it. It could be anything. If we can use an if statement or equal to whatever generator code, so I can have it compiled into this string that would then call out name workflow node, so I can have those communicate together if I wanted to. There's no reason for me to do that because there's no reason I'm gonna have it in its own separate folder. But yeah, I just wanted to showcase that for a sec. I'm proud of the progress, and obviously this mod did really well. It's got over, not that one. This mod got over 60,000, I want to say, downloads on my tech sim casual callouts, and we are on version 1.52 on my tech sim casual callouts. So just to show proof about how well this is doing, I'm very, very proud. So I don't hack online, guys. As a programmer, I would never hack online. Don't believe in hacking online. All my mods, if you try them, they are automatically disabled from online. Red Dead Redemption. I only do games that have story mode or games that have a server base where you have a vanilla server and a modded server. I'm not hacking online, guys, so don't even ask me about that. It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. I'm not trying to get in lawsuits. I'm not trying to get sued or federal charges, because if you're downloading someone's mod that already exists and you're not the developer of it, you can get banned, but you won't face legal consequences. But as a programmer, if I'm the author of it, that's where the problem resides. So I know this I have many friends that are lawyers, and they said, dude, you're gonna have the FBI watching you. Stay away from doing anything like that. So it's never gonna happen. Absolutely not. But here it is. We are about to hit 60,000. Since my last update, August 2nd, we have went up from 49 to 57. And you can see if I pull up my callouts here, we have family dispute, fake cop, which is police impersonating, cyber stalk, all that stuff, and you can see all those right here. Hit and run, family dispute, cyber stalking, animal cruelty. These are my callouts, man. And then the new one, which is in beta, which is the hardest callout I think I've ever done. It's got so many features in it. It's ridiculous. A menu, traffic stop menu, a spook meter. You can spook the hooker away if you get too close to her. If you have your lights and sirens on, you'll spook her away. There's like 30 outcomes that could happen every time you play the call out. Maybe they both get out and just start opening fire on you. I mean, their stories. Maybe they're married and they both have the same last name and their stories match, or maybe she's a hooker and they both tell lies and opposite stories about their stories don't match. That's the thing that happens. So I'm very proud of that. But what I'm very proud of is my new officer career mode that I started working on, and I have an idea for it. I just started working on it. There's nothing exciting going on here. I just did my XPs, the XP amounts that I want to have, which is going to be XP if it's greater or equal to 700, then you'll get senior officer. So I just added all that in. I added the XP plus equal amount, and then that's going to be an integer because it's a number, right? So it's going to be an integer, and so these numbers are an integer, and that is going to use the amount, and then I just add the XP to amount. So you see how this works as a programmer? Programming really isn't hard. Let me explain. So you see, we have a public static int XP, and you notice if you pay attention, we have XP right here and XP right here. So this all connects. So look, we have an integer named XP equals 0 by default, because if they're just starting out, they don't have no XP, right? Then we have add XP integer amount. So now we have XP up here, right? But look, we just added this function, and now we're adding our XP. We're connecting the XP name from up here to here, and we're adding that to the amount to here. Stick with me. So now these are working together because we're calling on this to use this, and then you're going to use this, and that is going to be connected to this, and XP, we're calling XP down here, which is going to be connected to these. So it knows to check for these, because we're using XP, for the amount to be changed. Add XP. That's our function. And then give them a notification. So it all connects. Like, it literally all connects. It all starts right here. And since because we have this name right here, we declared it here, and now we're using it over here. With here, and here, and then this is connected to here, which then uses this. And then we call on the amount here, after it gets transferred back to here, to add XP, it gets transferred here to the player you have ranked up, or whatever. So, pretty simple stuff. That's all programming is, just storing things and using it. You can use it on many things. It's really not that hard. It's pretty simple. And I'm someone that sucks at math, and it's pretty simple for me. Hello? Hey. Let's go on, play my game. Yes. Oh yeah, the internet's lightning fast. I mean, I never lagged with the other internet, but it's because I'm always been wired up anyways. You said it's 5G, right? So I'm at 2,000 gigs right now. It's still good. Even though we have 5G, you're never gonna get the full strength of 5G. It's not realistic. Especially with how many devices we have. It's just not really. You're never gonna get, like, I'm wired up. But on the back of this box, there is a 1 gigabyte LAN. There is a 10 gigabyte LAN, and then there's another 10 gigabyte LAN. But I don't know which one's faster, because one's red and one's blue, but they're both, one's LAN 10 gigabytes, the other one is ONT/LAN 10 gigabytes red. So I need to call them to see if one's faster than the other. Now the upload speed is a little slower, but it's still 900. I'm live streaming right now, and I'm getting lightning upload speed, which is ridiculous. For life, because I'm getting 6,000 strength on my signal, so I want to start recording in 4K, but yeah, that's pretty good though. What, doctor? Yesterday, yeah. Not yet. No, I forgot to ask about that. I haven't even done my class thing I was supposed to do. They ain't said nothing about it though. You told me to hold off on it last time. They told me to bring it, and I keep forgetting to bring it. The sheet. I gotta bring it up there soon. Maybe next Thursday before I bowling, I'll bring it up there. Yeah, Brittany said she can't do nothing without, she couldn't see from the pictures, so I'm gonna have to bring it up there. But I need to have someone take me up to the hospital for the surgery when they call me. Bravo implant. Yeah. I asked them to. That's the only thing I haven't done. She said Bros was gonna do it at the hospital. They're just doing the Bravo for now, and they're gonna put me on some other medication to help with hopefully some more of the acid reflux and stuff. And then a good thing about the Bravo implant is she said it's going to show when I have these chest pains that I tell you about in my arm and stuff. It's going to also show. It's going to be like I'm gonna press a button. It's going to show if it's from acid or if it's anxiety or if it's or something else going on. It'll be able to know exactly what when I feel the symptom, what is going on in my body, and that's also going to help rule out anything with the heart and anything anxiety as well. But she's got to get in touch with my doctor first. She's contacted him because she has to get clearance before she can put me under, just because it's I'm seeing a heart doctor and stuff. So, but it's a camera, and they're gonna be going in and clamping it to my esophagus, clipping it, or like it's gonna be hanging there, and I gotta press a button. I didn't ask that. They're gonna go over all the details with me. I got a piece of I put the paperwork on the table of everything that's gonna take place. She said it'll hang there, and after a certain amount of time, and it'll fall off, and you'll crap it out. But I gotta be put to sleep for that. So I know. You said that like 4 times. I know. You told me this. I'm fully aware. Go tell the same thing to Taylor. I'm fully aware. Well, cause you don't. I feel like you always say it to me. But I'm gonna help you. We can if everyone helped. They are grown, and I mean, I don't know what more I can do, because I'm always helping somebody. And I don't mind helping you, but well, I don't mind helping you. It's just like, it's, no, I'm not trying to. No, I'm not trying to. I mean, I love you, and I don't mind helping you. It's just you told me that I already know about it, you know, and I'm gonna have it, obviously. I'll t- uh, sometimes I just feel misunappreciated though, not by you necessarily. Hello? It's because like people blow up my phone when they want something from me, but nobody like if I needed help, nobody would help me. You know what I mean? And nobody calls me unless they want something from me. It's not just money; it's anything. Come on, teammate. Yeah. It's because you think about other people and you always want to help people and spend all this money on people, but I don't know why you keep doing that, because you know they're not gonna help you if you need help. like, all these road trips we go on, I understand you like doing stuff with the family and stuff, but stop spending so much money on people. Because these are grown people we're talking about. But don't say that. Don't start talking dumb like that because... Well, I'll tell you right now, if you pass away, I am not living with anybody. I mean, I'll go live with my grandma first. But yeah, all right, love you. Hey, you got food or? All right, well cheer up. You're always down lately. I'm not trying to. I'm trying to be nice. I just don't like being taken advantage of. Not by you, but I'm just saying, like, I hate seeing you get taken advantage of. You spend all this money on these trips and stuff, but nobody ever says thank you or nothing. And I heard... I know that. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I want to get a new computer eventually. I want to see if I can take my Mac and get it fixed. I don't know why it doesn't work no more. It just doesn't work anymore. Alright, well, love you. Bye. Got stuck in that rock! Suck me sideways, baby boy, baby girl. You ever had a girl bounce on your junk? I have. She went crazy. She shook her junk. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm so freaking hyper. And I feel like I'm high right now, dude. Like I feel like I'm high on Jesus, and I'm high on life, and I'm high on nicotine pouches. I ain't never done drugs. This is probably the closest thing I have to drugs before, which is getting high off nicotine, which I only got one left. But I'm too lazy. I don't even want to. I might just DoorDash it to me. I don't want to go out. I don't want to leave right now, man. I've got up at 3 o'clock. Went to work. Tired. Went to bed at 11:30. I got home at 11:30. Went to bed at almost 12 and got up at 3. Tired. So this is my second cup of Starbucks. Yeah, touch my booty, baby. Yeah, do it like that. Yeah, touch it, baby. These lobbies are still not the greatest though. So far. Like, this Oni should not be chasing me and like stick. He's staying on. He's overly committed. Put it that way. But I guess you can when my teammates are still pretty bad. But whatever. Hopefully they'll get better. I mean, cause I'm not playing bad. I don't feel like I'm. If it goes off your performance now, which I always been saying from the day one is how it should be, and that your escapes is not everything, then my MR should be going up because I've been playing decent. Some days, some games. So I have an idea, guys, for a website. I want to make a Dead by Daylight website. You're probably thinking like, what? I want to make some kind of like fan community web. I just want to see if I can build something. Maybe. Oh, I don't make it back to Shack. Oh my god. Drop the freaking pallet! What are you doing? Don't even try to drop that. There's no way you're gonna make that. So I want to make, I have an idea. Man, my keyboard dirty. I have an idea for a Dead by Daylight website. Maybe some fog, maybe some embers, like fire embers, maybe some trees, and I'm gonna design all this by scratch. I've never done this before. I don't think I've ever made trees for a website. They may not look like 100, but they may not look like really high definition and great. But what I could do is I could have the trees behind the fog. I could put the trees behind the fog to maybe make the trees harder to see. Like, you can see it, but you can't see every detail. So, I have an idea. I don't know what I'm gonna put for the text. That worked? I was like, no! I can't believe that worked, bro. Oh my god! Watching this Netflix thing. GTA 6, man. Wow. Impressive. That's what I'm watching right now. I watched it again because I can't believe how realistic it is. Come on, just go, man. I understand you can walk too, but... I bet you she don't say GG back. Nobody ever does to me. I don't know why. That's why I don't even say it anymore half the time. Nobody says GG back to me. Let's see. She ain't going. If she ain't done it yet, she ain't going to. Oh. Maybe I was lying. Maybe I was wrong. I might add her though. I don't know. Is it a girl? Yeah. I think I'm gonna add her. She was pretty good. But this guy, look. I want to report him for quitting, but I can't stand when people freaking quit. I hate that crap. But as people know, I'm a programmer, right? Well, I make video game stuff. As you can see, this is some stuff, some programming, C# stuff that I do. I went to school for it. But websites, I had to go for like 7 years because I had to go for websites first. They wouldn't let me do both together. like video game development and websites, so that was unfortunate. So I had to go separate, which kind of sucked. And so I went for websites first, and I have an idea, man. I really do. I have an idea for a Dead by Daylight website. I don't know. I just want to build a. I want to build a Dead by Daylight website. I could build one pretty quickly right now. I'm gonna take my time though to make sure. Whoa. To make sure I don't, have any problems, or to make sure I know what I want to do. The hardest part is going to be guessing for the numbers. Doing, guessing. We're gonna have to do a lot of playing around with the colors. 50%, 30%, transparent. I'm just gonna guess based on doing this for 14 years. I pretty much know what would work in my head because I vision it and I've done it so long. I know what 30%. I know what a 30% opacity or 30% transparent is gonna give me 90% of the time. But let's just go with it, man. I don't know. I'm kind of I'm not bored, but and I can't look. I don't know why, but I can't program and look at my screen at the same time. I can, but when it involves grammar and you have to have these semicolons and certain kind of grammar, I have to look at my keyboard to make sure I'm hitting. I don't want to, because I'm not gonna see it. You know what I mean? So I gotta see me being able to type. So we'll call it Dead by Daylight, and that's gonna change the title up here. And then we'll link our CSS, which is going to link our style sheet. So body. So let's make sure it's working. So I always test it out. And we'll say green. So it is working. So we know it's working. And let me just move this down here. I have an idea. So I'm thinking we're gonna. I ain't never created anything like this from scratch, but I'm thinking we're gonna have fog. Gotta have fog. Embers, maybe some embers that gets keyframed and goes up, like some little, I don't know, like maybe like 1 or 2 pixel embers, like from fire, and then maybe we can have some trees in the back that will give off the background of Dead by Daylight. Now, how are we gonna do that? Well, I don't know. We're also gonna create these little telemarks right here, but instead of having their telemark this way, we're gonna put ours this way, I think. How do we do that? Well, we're going to use a thing called path stroke. I know it sounds really weird, but that's going to basically make a path. I'm going to add it to maybe like a 90 degree or whatever, and some width, and then we're going to stroke it, which is going to fill in to that width. That sounds so wrong. That sounds so bad. All right. Nicotine pouch in. Let's go. First thing we're going to do is we can give ourselves a, this is, so the header tag, there is a button to make this bigger. I don't remember what button it is, like when I want to edit something quickly. I don't remember what button it is though. F11. So the header tag, so every website starts with a HTML. Like if you go to my website for my development, this one this one took me 6 months to develop. This I took it serious. I actually took my time with the JavaScript, which I hate JavaScript. I only know 2 programming languages. That's JavaScript and JavaScript and C#, which is for video games. And then your HTML is not really a programming language, and your CSS is really not. This is the hypertext markup language, is what it stands for, and then your CSS is a cascading style sheet. So HTML is like the structure of your house when you're building a house. Your CSS is your decoration, your furniture, your layout, and all that stuff. And then your JavaScript is your plumbing, your electrical function stuff. So, but my website, if I go take away my CSS, this is how it looks when you're developing it. So this is gonna be boring doing HTML. It's gonna be boring until we get to the CSS. It's gonna be very boring. But websites look like crap until you add in a little, let's see, oops, CSS. So you add in your, your layout. This is a grid. I have it set as a grid. JavaScript, a lot of it. So yeah, I mean, I'm very proud of my website. It took me about what 5.5 months to design and develop it. So this website is I'm gonna try to make it pretty decent, but it's not gonna be. I mean, we're making this probably within, I don't know, today. I mean, it's not gonna be too difficult. Probably not gonna do all of it, but you'll see it come together, and it's gonna be fun. I don't know what's going on with this, so. Go. Alright, so we're gonna have to make some trees, ember, and we're gonna have to make fog. Which the fog shouldn't be hard, because we're gonna have to animate it, which is gonna be the hard part. Probably. So what we could do, like I said, this handles all of, well, our style sheet, our title, and then our meta tags, like for Google search, like the stuff that pops up on websites. Like the description down here. These descriptions, that's what this is what is all contained to help Google search. So I can come in here and I can say, we already got a viewport, right? Yeah. So that's gonna be for like mobile device. That's gonna help mobile. And this is one of the few tags that we have that's a it doesn't need a closing tag, basically. So we can say name, description, and then we will just put the next line, say content, and then here we can say a fan-made website. Fucking type. Now you know why I always look at my keyboard. I just can't look at the screen and type. I don't understand it. A fan-made website. My God, bro. And that's all we need. Sub-closing tag, so we don't need to add a meta. Like, you know how this one has a body, then it has a closing tag? This one don't. There's a couple of them that I know of for sure. Image doesn't need a sub-closing tag, so if I do image, and I pull up an image of anything, DVD here, this does not need, this is also a sub-closing tag. Doesn't have it image / like the other one do. Another one is link, I think. There's a few. Video don't as well. Oh, never mind. Video does. There's a couple. I can't remember off the top of my head which one. There's 3 of them for sure. So we'll get a main. Let's just get a main. We're gonna design our trees. So this is what I love about programming. You can take any tag and design it to do anything. We're gonna take a simple div or divider tag, leave it blank, because we can use it for a container as well. And we're going to use that to build our trees and our embers and everything. It's going to be sick. I never done this before, by the way. I ain't never made trees. I ain't never made embers, but I have an idea because I went to school for it. So I have an idea that we're going to have to animate it for sure. We're going to have to go to CSS, get a pixel, how big our embers should be, the color, the shadow. Obviously, we need to get some kind of shadow off of it. So I know I have an idea. We're just going to have fun. I mean, it's Friday. I'm off till Monday. Just have fun. We're gonna play some more games a little bit. Don't worry. I just want to have fun. I just have an idea. And I want to see if I can do this. Let's say class. Site. We'll say site shell. And this is gonna contain everything. But last time I tried putting some stuff in my main for animation, it didn't work. So I'm gonna put my trees and stuff outside of the main. It doesn't matter. So let's just say, we're gonna say this is gonna be our background. We're gonna leave a comment for ourselves or for any developers. We're gonna say, background trees. So this is what we're gonna do with the trees. We're going to say a div, which is a division. We can use it for a container. Like I can go in here and say div, class, navbar, and then I can go in here and say href home, or let's say Google, HTTP www.google.com. Let's open that in a new tab, target underscore blank, and let's put Google. And this will now open up to Google in a new tab. So A stands for anchor. This is how we can create navigations, Facebook links, and basically I just added this is my parent, right? And you notice I have it indented because it's easier to read to know that this is the child of this. But we're going to use this. We just use it for our parent to design this, and I can go in, I can go into CSS now and say, hey, we take that name we just created, and I say, hey, .nav bar. So we're gonna open that. We'll say background black, padding 12 pixels, 16 pixels, or whatever. I can play around with it, and we can start making our navigation, right? So that's our parent. But we're also gonna use it to make our trees and our effects. So it's gonna be sick. So you can use that for anything, really. So our trees, I'm thinking we're gonna call it maybe like forest. Is that 2 R's or 1 R? It's 1 R. And we're gonna say no, we're not. We're just gonna leave it like that for now. I was gonna well, we could probably add that in. Hidden, false. No, true. I think true. And then we'll go in here and get a span. Now, a span we can use for text, we can use for anything. We're going to use it to create trees, which I ain't never done before. But luckily for me, trees could be any width and any height, really, right? So it's not gonna be. I can just play around with it to what I like. Now the trees might not look super realistic because they're not gonna have textures, but we're gonna make it brown enough to look like a tree. But we're gonna have the fog in front of everything. So you're gonna be able to see there's trees in the background, but you're not gonna be able to see, everything of the tree. So we're gonna have some fog. The fog is gonna sell everything, I think. In my mind, I'm doing this all. Usually when I'm making a website, I go to Photoshop, design it, and then I can look over my other monitor. I have an idea what I'm doing or what I want to do. We're just gonna go off the top of our head. Everything I learned in school over the years, my degrees, whatever. So we'll say class, and we'll say tree, space, tree 1. So this would be tree 1. And then how many trees do we want to have? Do 4. So I just hit shift, up, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll change this to 2, 3, 4. That's it. Now we're gonna implement. We're gonna manipulate that in CSS to design trees. We can go in here and give this a width, give us a color, height, and play around with it. Now we're gonna say maybe the fog. So we'll leave a comment. We'll say animated fog, and then we'll say div class fog -1 hidden true. And this will be our parent, and this will contain is that right? No, we're not gonna have nothing in the fog, so I don't think we would do that. Let's see. I think we just leave that. We could just leave that blank because the fog ain't gonna have nothing contained inside. It's just fog. It's not like we're so we don't have to worry about adding anything for that. And then let's just add 2 layers of fog, I guess. Yeah, I guess let's add 2 layers of fog. I mean, I could go work on that right now, but okay. And then what else did I say we needed? trees, embers, and fog. Oh, embers. And we're gonna create embers. We're gonna use a icon tag for that, I think. And then, how many do we want for the embers? So the embers, I want to be like over here, 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 over here. I want it to be random, so let's do 12. So I, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's do 12. That's gonna give us 12 animated embers. That's gonna fly up from the. Yeah, it's gonna rise with the fog. And I think that should be it for our effects and our background. Now for our main. Let's do header. The header is part of HTML5. And then we'll do nav bar. Alright, so we're gonna create. This is gonna be difficult. We're going to play around with it. We are going to create. We're gonna create this. So I have an idea how we can do that. We're gonna use the SVG, I think. And then we'll use a path and we'll stroke the path. We're gonna stroke it. So what we'll do, let's get it, no. Let's get a anchor. And this is gonna be our brand. So let's say brand. This is going to be home. And then for typewriters, I always do this for typewriters. We will say label for typewriters. And then we'll say into the fog home. Okay? And then so in here we can contain maybe we can put the telemark in the home blink, so when they click on it, it goes back home. So when they click on this, when we develop that, it can go back to home because it's gonna be a link because it's an anchor tag. So I think that would make sense. So we'll have to go over here. Let's just go ahead and scroll over and let's open this up. And then I don't use SVGs much, but we're gonna try it. SVG class scratch mark. So we're gonna add scratch marks for the yeah scratch mark. Scratch mark view box. It's gonna be equal, and then we'll do 0, 0, and 90 degrees, 90. For that. And then we need to stroke it. Oh, okay. Path. Maybe we could say path. So we'll do path D equals. So path D equals M22. So it'd be M22 at 77% L30 14. So that should be line, line, line at left of 30 14. So 14 in width. And then I think it'd be like max 38 77 L43 9 pixels. And then M54, I don't want them to be stacked on top of each other. 77 L I think it's 57 maybe 13. We'll have to play around with it. Capital. So we need 4, right? 4 or 5. Yeah, we'll do 4 and then we'll have a red one. So M70. Okay. Let's do I'm already messing up here. Oh. Why is this not working here? That should be right. Am I missing something? Okay, let's just keep going here. Path. Class. And this would be red. So we have our scratch mark. Let's do red. So red slash. So red slash. D equals. Let's do M1267 for the red at left of 80 31. And then let's do SVG. Let's do okay. I'm not sure why we're getting errors here. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I don't see what I did wrong. Let me see. That's good. Um Okay, let's see. Path. Let me delete this real quick. Let me rewrite it. So that looks fine. Okay. Let's try this again. Path. Class. Say red slash D is equal to M12 67 L for left, A to 1. There we go. I don't know what I did wrong, but it seems to be working now. Strong, which should be bold. It's gonna be bold. Let's say N to the fog. Alright, so, and then our nav. And then we'll say A. And we'll say, span 0, 1. And then, so we're gonna have killers. Maybe we'll have killers, maybe. Span 02. And we'll say survivors span 03. And we'll have one more we can do. Maybe we can do arch. Is that how you spell arch? Span 04. Not gonna show up yet because I have it in the main. Once we edit, it should show up. And enter. And A class we'll say a class nav CTA. We'll say underscore enter, so we'll do enter again. What else do we need to add? I think that's it for that. We can do our hamburger menu. We make ours by scratch. So we can come down here and say button, class, or just so it's better to see everything. Yeah, just so it's better to see everything, we'll do class. That's for our class. ID, menu button, that's gonna be for JavaScript. We can do label, open. This don't really do nothing. This is for like typewriters. I always do it anyways. Expanded. That's gonna, no, we don't want to expand. That's gonna be false, right? I think that's gonna be false. And then controls. Controls, the option is, I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I've done this, but we'll say nav. Okay, and then we'll get outside of that, and we'll add our expands, and that's gonna be 3. We need 3 of these because that's how we're creating these little lines here. We use these, and we take 3. What's next here? Now let's do our home section now, I guess. So for our home section, let's do. So a lot of people make websites now. We use sections. We don't use individual pages, so everything's on one page, and you just can just snap down and scroll to the different areas. And that's better performance, better everything. So we'll say section, class. We'll just give it a random. It don't matter what we name it, but it has to be home because this has to match what we have up here for it. So because with that works like, so when I click home, it goes back up to home, or if I click my logo or whatever, it goes back home. That's because we have this href name home, but we have our section name home. That's how we communicate with those. So now we're gonna use a div for a container. And then we'll say a paragraph class. We'll just, I don't care what we name it. And then we'll say span. Cause we're gonna do something with that. We're gonna add a little borderline next to it, I think. And then we're gonna say, maybe we'll say a dead by daylight fan experience for our paragraph. And then we'll say H1. And H1 is gonna be, so there's 6 headings. It stands for heading. Heading 1. There's 6 headings that we can use. Heading 1 being the biggest, heading 6 being the smallest. So when you have something that's like breaking news or important, you use an H1. So we'll say death is not VR, so that's a line break. Put it on the next line. Boom. EM for italic. We'll do italic for this. Put all caps on here. Escape. Take caps off. We're not gonna see nothing yet because I have it in a main. Now if I take my main off, are out. We should see it. Probably because I have it under. Probably because I have it hidden true. We should see it. I don't know why we're not seeing it. Let's just take these out for now. We really don't need these. Let me see something. Okay. We'll just keep going. I think I have to. I think it's because I have to add that to other stuff. Oh, that's right. It's down here. I forgot I added it in that main, so that main pushes everything down. Here it is. So, what's next here? What should we add next? We could probably add a description paragraph. Maybe we can add. Yeah, this is. So we'll say, maybe we could say like something like four survivors, one relentless. How do you spell relentless? Killer. Enter a where. Enter where every choice matters. Every choice matters. The entity is always watching. Let's do another div. Let's say hero actions. Let's say, so hero actions is gonna be a button. We'll add a button. So primary dash button, and we'll say killers, and we'll say span, explore. Shoot, how you spell explore? You spell explore. LOR. I think that's correct. Okay. We need an arrow, dude. Fuck, we need an arrow. Sweet. Sweet. Let's do button. Now we're gonna add a button. And what we can do with the we'll say trailer button ID trailer button. Um um maybe we can have a, can I get, let's see, can I get a, do they have a play button? Shit. I guess I could be a, no, well, it's almost like a play button. Like that, maybe? We can use that. We can use that. So span, we'll say watch trailer. And then small. Small. And then for small, we can say enter if you dare. Okay. And then we'll say um hmm hmm let's say shit. Maybe add a timer for trial. A trial timer. Do I want to add any more? I want to keep it simple, but I'm ready to see how we're gonna make the trees and shit. That's gonna be fun. So let's just say, just leave a comment. Let's say trial timer. Trial dash card. And then we'll say span class. Yeah, class pulse. And then we'll say um hmm mm, what's a div? Let's say div, and let's say small. The trial begins. Okay, trial begins, and then we'll say strong. Let's say 0059. Um, yep. Let's say div class survivor dash status. we'll do for 4 survivors. For the tally marks, we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 survivors. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's a part of that one. And then we'll do maybe a scroll. So we'll say class scroll message. Scroll message span. And then we'll say scroll to survive. Is that how you spell survive? I think. Ooh, I'm not sure. And then we'll put that in there. So we're gonna do something with that. That's gonna be a part of that one. And then I think that's it for the home section. We can add many more sections. About section, contact section. We're gonna focus on the home page and the background and doing all that stuff. Just trying to think what else do we need to add. Let's do the footer. Now, how we do copyright is we do the @ sign, and that can give us a copyright symbol. So that's how we get the copyright symbol. We're gonna say unofficiated. Yeah. Nothing. No, I'm playing my game and stuff. Nothing. Why? What do you post on Facebook? I ain't talking. That's not about him. I mean, it's facts. It's not about him. I have not heard from him. Why? Yeah. YouTuber. Alright. Unofficiated fan made design dead by daylight. Dead by daylight. Dead by daylight is a trademark of behavior interactive. Copy all rights reserved. That's it. Looks like shit. He's texting me, man. Fuck. Let's see. Now for the fun part, designing. So hopefully the trees and the fog and everything works how I anticipate it to be, and then the tally marks, because I'm going to design this kind of as well, because I gave it a stroke path. first thing we're gonna do is let's make everything. Let's take away all the padding, all the margins, put everything again. So we're gonna do a star. So the star basically says, hey, for the whole website, this is the values I want to give. I want the padding to be resetted. I want the margin to also be resetted to 0. So it pushes everything over. Now we can. All right. So we're gonna. I have some colors already kind of in mind, and since we're gonna be using the same colors a lot, we're just gonna put them in a variable and store them as data. So we'll say root. So this is how we do it. Say root, and then we start it with a dash to name our variable. We'll say red, and then we can get our colors. We'll say light dash red is going to be EF. I think it's 35. I think. Yeah. And then we'll do white. But it's gonna be white, but it's gonna be kind of like a weird white. It's not gonna be fully white. So we can do like almost like a creamy color. So AE1D2, I think. Yeah. It's like a creamy. Yeah. So I gave it E. If I wanted to do full white, I could do 6 Fs. But thinking about DVD here, so that would look good. Maybe a gray. Maybe a gray. I think gray is gonna be a 2. A2. Is that gray? Yeah, it looks good to me. Let's do one more. Black. So if I want to do, I could do, which is full black, but I have another black in mind that may be like a lighter black. So, which is gonna be just a kind of a lighter black. So 111 would be full black over here. And now, let me go back up here and let's say box sizing, border box. Now for the scrolling, how we can scroll these different sections, we need to set that in. So we need to say HTML, scroll behavior, smooth. So that will fix that. That'll allow it to smooth, when you click the links. All right, body. We'll start with the body here. Margin 0. Background color bar black. Color bar white. Give you that creamy color. Font family. That looks good. So we're gonna have to animate the fog and the embers. The trees, we don't have to animate them because they're gonna be stationary. Unless we want them to. Which, yeah, we could, I guess. But what's next here? Let's do body dot menu dash body dot menu dash open think overflow hidden. Let's say let's have all of our anchor tags use color. Okay, takes it after those colors now. And then text decoration. Let's get rid of these underlines. All these underlines, we're getting rid of these now. Gone, right? Now we can say our main website. So now things are gonna start to look a little bit better. So main website. So we have to call. So we're gonna go in order. So I always go I always go from class down and from left to right. So we're gonna start with our parent container that contains everything besides this stuff, because this stuff some reason will not work in main. I don't know why, to be exact, but we need to call on our class. We'll say dot. So we call our classes with dot IDs with hashtag. Now we can go in here and start saying, we can start working on things. So we're gonna say mid height. We need to have a mid height because we need to say, hey, this is our mid height from our header or home section, and we'll say 100 viewport height. Give some space here. Okay, mid height 100. We'll say 100 viewport height. Then we'll say overflow hidden. Overflow hidden. That's gonna make it where it's not overlapping. Now for the hard part. The numbers is the hard part. We're gonna have to play around with it. So I want a circle. I want a circle right here. I want it to be red. And that circle is, you can be able to see through that circle and see trees and fog. And it's gonna be RGB color. So how do we do that? Well, it's pretty complicated. Well, it's not really complicated. It's just a lot of code sometimes. And yeah, let's just go with it. Let's just go. Background. So it's gonna be I think it's gonna be yeah. So how we do this is we go circle at. So I want a circle, right? Circle at 73%, 57%, right? So basically, I want it to be right here. So I know the numbers pretty well, but I know 73% is going to put it right around here somewhere. It should. 57 from the top. So that should be around here. If I'm not mistaken. Should be around here. RGBA. So RGBA stands for red, green, blue, and alpha. And so red is red, right? So this is gonna be we're gonna put, so 255 is full red. So let's just say we don't want it to be full red, like full blown. Just we want the color to be mixing. So we'll say 105, 20 for our green, 16, and then for our alpha, which is the most important, I don't want it to be super bright. Let's try 0.5 and okay. Should not be looking like that. Maybe we gotta, okay. Maybe we'll have to add. We're probably gonna have to add. Let me make sure I didn't mess nothing up here. We're probably gonna have to add the transparent. Okay. So 30% transparent should allow you to see through to the trees. If we don't have a transparent, you're not gonna be able to see the trees in the background. So we'll just say transparent 30%. Okay. It's gone, but it's gonna be back in a minute. Okay. Okay. Let's put a comma here, and then we'll do linear graph, and then we'll say 90 degrees. Yeah, 90 degrees should put it. Yeah. I think it's 90. I think 90 degrees will work, if I'm not mistaken. And we need red. We need all kind of colors here. 706 should work at 0%. So that's gonna be black, and then we'll do at 0%, because I don't want red. I don't want black to get changed. Let's keep that at 0%. Let's do 0. Let's do 070908 at 47%. 70908. And then RGBA. Let's do 8, comma 8, comma 7, comma, and then 0.75, and then 0.75 at 75%. So 75%. I think I'm missing something here. 75%, comma, and then we need to declare a color to this. On top of that, this is where it gets really confusing sometimes. 404504. That don't look right. Let's try 04504 at 100% instead. Fuck, something don't seem right. Stop loading in. What the fuck? Um, 100%. Where did I mess up? Where did I fuck up? I think I see where I fucked up at. There we go. I forgot sometimes little that it can't run the transparent without that. So there we go. There's our finally. I was worried. I hate doing this sometimes. I hate doing these numbers because it's easy to fuck up. Okay. We can do dark edge effect. Dot site. I think it's gonna be after content, comma or quotation marks. Position is gonna be absolute. Absolute. Z index is going to be 5. Inset is going to be 0. We need to have it inserted into that. Pointer events is none. And then box shadow. Inset. Inset. We'll do 0 for left, 0 for right. 170 pixels, 55 pixels, RGBA. 0.9. I just add a dark shadow around so it's not so bright in the edges. That's all that does. So when we add the fog in, it's gonna look a lot more realistic, and you're gonna have shadows. So and then the higher I bring this number, you know, the more can't really see the difference too much. But that's only because I have all the color down to 0. It's just a light shadow. Now for the trees. I think. Let me see. Site. We should do navigation next. No. I forgot I have these up here now. So we did this. We designed that. So we do trees, and then we do our fog, and then we do our embers, right? Where's our embers at? Scratch marks. Embers. And then right here, we're gonna design this. These. So that's why I have it in path. and then we're gonna stroke the path. We're gonna stroke it. So we'll say dot force. Well, let me just copy it, right? So we get the name right here. So that's the name of our. Position should be absolute. Inset should be to 0. Opacity. I don't want the tree to be too. I don't want them to be too crazy. So 8.5. 0.0. No. 0.85. And then we'll do background. We'll do linear gradient at to top. So I'm gonna add to the top. To top at for we need a brownish color as well. So we got the black, and then we'll do same thing I guess. 403, and then but this one we'll do 12%, so that should be 12% from the to top, black, and then 12 pixel 12 out percent wise. So transparent at, we could try 52%. I don't want it to be overkill. So basically I'm trying to make it where we can see through the red circle, the trees, but the trees are not like, first of all, they're gonna be behind the circle and behind everything else. I don't want them to be able to see. You can tell the trees back there, but you can't like see every like bark on it. That makes sense. And then we'll go down here. We'll say, now to create that, we'll go down here. We'll say we need to add a eclipse. Eclipse. How do you spell eclipse? God, this ain't gonna autocorrect it for me. There we go. So eclipse at. So we need to get eclipse at the top. Right. So that is going to be approximately 72%. And no. Yeah, 72%, 76% in the left. So 72%, 76% RGBA 186. We might have to play around with this. I'm not sure how this is going to look. 49, 34, 0.5. And then we'll do 23%. Now for the fun stuff. The trees. Because that's the force. So we're giving off the effect of the force. Now for tree. This should be the fun part. Designing the tree. So position absolute, bottom. I want it to be at the bottom where you can't really see the foot of the tree, I guess. So we'll say minus 8%. Bottom minus 8%. Width, I want the tree to be a width of 24 pixels. And I want the height to be 120%. So width, 24 pixels. Height, 120%. The reason I want the height to be 120%, because I want it to be as tall as the browser, pretty much, as a percentage. Background. Linear. 90 degrees. 05605. 1A1511 at 48%. We don't see no trees yet, but we're going to once we get everything in place. 0.30403. I should put it at the bottom. Start to see something, I think, going on back there. What's next? Okay, so let's add. Let's add a tree. So this is gonna be a lot before. Dot tree. After. Content. Leave that blank. So content, and I want it to be at the top of 31%. So 31% at left of minus 170 pixels. Dang. Width 190 pixels. Height 6 pixels in height. So 6 pixels in height as a background. 09808. Transform. Rotate. Minus 24 degrees. Okay, so left. Left 15%. Transform. 28 degrees. I think this is causing issues. Let's just keep going. I anticipated the tree to show up already, but I ain't never done this before. I've been to a website a long time, but I don't think I've ever designed a tree by scratch or embers or anything. So I'm a little bit confused, but I'm just trying to use my knowledge of everything I learned in school. And I'm a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie, because like, dude. Usually I design stuff outside of websites, but let's just keep going, man. Let's just see what happens. I'm just using anything I can use at this point. Everything that I know how to do. So tree after left 28 degrees. Okay. So let's see if we can get our tree to work. Kind of hard to tell if that's a tree right there. I'm getting nervous because I don't know if this is gonna work. I have an idea. I want to add trees so bad for like a DVD. Rotate. Let's say that does look like a tree back there. Actually, it just rotated, didn't it? Yeah, that's it. Just hard to see from back here. Probably because I had the opacity turned down so low. Okay, so now I know that's the tree. So I was panicking that wasn't the tree. So, okay. Barely see it. So we'll put that one 72% over here. And then we'll do width of 48 pixels. That gives a nice little width. Now I can see what I'm working with. So all this stuff was just guessing based on the numbers of 190 pixels and width and rotating them. You see how I got them rotated different. I don't want them all to look the same. So I just mess with different rotations. Right, left. You take out one to the right, one to the left. That's all this stuff means. Simple stuff. Bottom. So it goes all the way to the bottom, which we're going to get to there. So we'll say transform, rotate 3 degrees. Let's put that one over that way. Got tree 3 left. We got 3 trees. We'll have 4 trees. So let's put this one at 6%. And then let's put the width at 32 pixels. Let's put that one right here. Transform, rotate at -5 degrees. There we go. Let's just do a height for this one. And let's see, 88%. How's that look? Barely see it, but it looks alright. Opacity 0.75. And we're gonna make it where we can see it here in a minute. Alright. Alright, so now what's next? The fog is next. Okay. How are we gonna do? Let's see how this turns out. I know for a fact after for my schooling and stuff, obviously it needs to be animated. We're gonna have to do keyframes. So from and to. So let's call on our fog class and let's say position absolute. Cause I want it to be unlinked from everything else. Let's try 20 pixels. No, let's not use pixels. Let's use percentage instead. I want it to be the full. I want it to be. So we use percentages mostly because it's going to size more accurately on smaller devices. If we use pixels, it might look out of hand. So we'll use We'll use that instead. RGBA 210, 215 above 0.1. It's not gonna work yet because we have to animate it, right? So we're about to try to do that right now, which is, let me think about this because this is gonna be difficult. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. Hopefully it turns out good. Alright. Here we go. Let's animate it. So let's see if we can get this to work. So let's go ahead and say we have 2 fogs, okay? I think. We have 2 fogs. We'll have one opacity, a lower opacity. We'll maybe have another one that's more bottom, a different area, and so they kind of look like they're swirling. That's why we got 2. So the first thing we're gonna do, let's say animation. Let's name it move fog, and then 13 seconds. Animation move fog 13 seconds. Ease in, ease in, ease in, dash out, and finish. Think that's right. Then let's do fog 1 bottom at 4%. So I want that to be a different. So you can see we got fog now, right? We got a little bit of fog. But we want it to move. Then it looks more like DVD, right? So we'll do 4%. Dot fog dash 2. It's going to be bottom at 31%. That's going to be kind of overlapping it at 31%. Then we'll do opacity at 0.45. So bring the opacity down for that one. And then animation delay. Oops. We'll have a delay to make it look more realistic of 4 seconds, minus 4 seconds. And then what's next? The duration before it loops. We do that as well. 17 seconds. All right, there we go. There's a fog. Problem is, don't work. You have to make it work. This is where things get confusing. Sometimes. I have no idea how this is going to look, how this is going to turn out, if it's going to look stupid, if the fog is going to be completely just not working right, if it's going to throw an error. I don't know what it's going to do. I ain't never made fog for a website before. I just know the code to implement things and to manipulate things. But I do know that we have a thing called keyframes. So that's what I'm going to go to. Be able to make keyframes for hopefully the fog to work. Because if you go up here to my animation, I have a variable name called move fog. What we're going to do, you called it. We're going to name that. We're going to declare it over here. And say, hey, when we from transform, translate x at 0. Okay? 2, transform, translate x at 8% of height. Yeah, so 8% scale y. So I want the scale y because I want it to move up, right? Your y is up and down. So I want it to go up at a 1.15. Okay? We're already running into an issue, man. Not working. Looks like it's doing something. Hold on. It's doing something. Doesn't look right though. Okay. I have no idea what's going on over here. Okay. Um. Hmm. Fuck. I don't know why it's going that way. Hmm. Fuck, man. What the fuck? Um. Hmm. Trying to think. Why are they doing that? That seemed to fix it. Yeah, 50. We'll make it 50. That's a lot better. Alright. For the embers, I'm interested to see how that's going to turn out. So I want the embers to come from the top, or from the bottom, rise up to the top. Go to bottom, 8%. The left, 68%. Um, width, height. So I want the width to be 3 pixels, the height to be 3 pixels. Not very big at all. Small little circle of ember. We'll do border radius. I want to be circular, obviously, so we'll do 50% for the border radius. We'll give background color FF6 738. So that's gonna be kind of a nice little orangey red color. And you can see it right there. See it? There it is. It doesn't look good, but we're about to. It's okay. We're gonna animate it. We'll give it a box shadow. Hopefully this turns out good. 9 pixels. Yeah. Now, see that shadow? It looks a lot better. We just gotta animate it, so we'll do animation. Rise, 5 seconds, linear, infinity. And then now we have to call on each child to be able to spread them out different places. How do we do that? Well, embers, INTH child, 2N left at my bad, 78%. And then animation delay is -2 seconds. So we put it 78%. That puts us over here. We'll do embers INTH child. No, that's not 2, is it? Yeah, it's 2. That'd be 3. Left 88%. Animation delay. I want them to all be different, right? I want them to all rise up differently, disappear differently. -4 seconds. And then we'll do embers NTH child. This one's going to be 5N. Left 58%. And this one's going to be 1 second. No. -1 second. There we go. Now we can animate it, hopefully. So, we gotta take our name. Where's our name at? Right here. Let's go down. Hopefully this works and looks good. %. So let's start from 0% from the ground. Let's say opacity. Let's make the opacity to 0. Okay. And let's say transform. No. Yeah, transform, translate Y, because I want it to go up at 0. And then 15%, and then we'll do 100%. So opacity should be 1. And then 100%. Opacity 0. Translate, transform, translate Y. 45 pixels -55 viewport height. Not looking right. You gotta play around with shit, man. It's just sitting there. It's not even moving up. I mean, it's moving, but it's not floating up from the bottom. I just probably fucked up somewhere. Fuck, man. There we go. I was using Y. I guess I wasn't supposed to use Y. It looks sick. Alright, I'll be back on here in a few.